Hey there, future homeowners! So, you've been saving up, and now you're ready to jump into Singapore's red-hot property market. Super exciting, right? But here's the big question. Should you go for an HDB flat, or take the plunge into private condo territory? With HDB resale flats now hitting the $1 million mark, it feels like even public housing is creeping toward private condo prices. And in one of the world's most expensive cities, that choice has serious financial impact. Today, we're breaking down the pros, cons, and long-term strategies to help you pick the best option without ending up house poor. So make sure to stay till the end, where we'll share key insights to keep you financially secure. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on making smart money moves in Singapore. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The original purpose of HDB. HDB flats were introduced in the 1960s to provide affordable housing for Singaporeans who couldn't afford their own homes. The goal was to give everyone a secure place to live, not to make a profit. But in the late 60s, when the government allowed CPF savings to be used for mortgages, homeownership rose, and HDB flats began to be seen as assets that could appreciate. Over time, they evolved from just affordable homes to investment opportunities for many. Chapter 2. Shift in HDB's role to a wealth-building tool. Here's where things get interesting. Once HDB owners realized they could sell their flats at market value, HDB flats transitioned from a social welfare good to a private asset. You could now buy an HDB flat, live in it, and later sell it for a profit, essentially turning public housing into a wealth-building tool. And it didn't stop there. Those who could afford larger or better located flats began to see even higher returns as these appreciated faster than smaller, more basic units. So, HDB became not just a public housing scheme, but a way for Singaporeans to accumulate wealth. The downside? Not everyone benefits equally. Larger flats or flats in prime locations yield higher returns, creating a growing wealth disparity among homeowners. Chapter 3. Impact of the resale market. And here's where it gets complicated. The resale market. Since HDB flats can be resold, flats in mature estates with more amenities quickly became highly desirable, driving prices up even further. Today, we're seeing resale flats in popular locations hit the $1 million mark. To keep new flats relatively affordable, the HDB started offering build-to-order BTO flats at a discount compared to resale HDB prices. But this also set off a kind of price chase, where resale and new BTO flat prices began to push each other higher in a cycle, leading to the inflated HDB prices we see today. So while the intention was to provide affordable housing, the open resale market and rising demand have transformed HDB flats into a commodity, and with that, prices have gone up for everyone. Chapter 4. HDB Affordability. Why HDB remains a hidden gem in Singapore's costly landscape. With 85% of Singaporeans relying on HDB for housing, maintaining affordability is crucial. If HDB homes become too expensive, it affects public trust and perception of the government's role in maintaining fair access to housing. The government is constantly working to balance this, keeping HDB affordable while allowing for some market appreciation. But it's a tricky balance, especially now that we're seeing $1 million HDB resale flats. People are starting to question if HDB's role as affordable housing is being lost in this push for wealth accumulation. Chapter 5. Condo upgrades aren't always a financial win. So, let's talk about a common aspiration. Many working professionals in Singapore dream of moving up the housing ladder, starting with HDB and then upgrading to a private condo. It sounds great in theory. First, you build up some wealth with HDB, then you step up to a condo, and maybe one day, a landed property. But here's the big question. Is this upgrade always worth it? For most people, especially if you're not inheriting property or sitting on a lot of cash, moving from a high-quality HDB flat to a basic condo might not actually feel like much of an upgrade. Why? Well, think about it. A 99-year leasehold HDB and a 99-year condo can offer almost the same day-to-day experience. Sure, a condo has private perks. Think pools, gated security, maybe a fancy lobby, but many owners find they rarely use these amenities. Instead, they're paying for something that's more of a status symbol than a real lifestyle improvement. And here's where it can get even trickier. If your condo is in a less central location, you'll probably need a car. In Singapore, owning a car is no small expense. It can quickly drain your budget, leaving less for travel or other lifestyle choices. In fact, some people end up sacrificing vacations or other big goals just to cover the high costs of car ownership and condo fees. Suddenly, the upgrade feels like a downgrade in terms of freedom and enjoyment. Now, let's talk numbers. Some might argue that a condo could help accumulate capital faster than an HDB flat. But the reality is, this isn't guaranteed. After factoring in costs like the additional buyer's stamp duty, higher maintenance fees, and a higher mortgage interest rate, the capital appreciation can be much lower than expected. Some experts even compare condo returns to junk bonds, with capital efficiency rates around 8 to 9%. Not exactly groundbreaking, especially given the risks involved. On the flip side, if you stick with an HDB flat, your HDB mortgage interest rate is tied to your CPF, making it incredibly low. In practical terms, this can mean you're nearly mortgage interest-free, with the interest covered by CPF's rates. With a condo, you'll be dealing with a higher interest rate, which could add up to thousands more in interest payments over the years. Here's a quick comparison. Say you're paying around $1,500 a month for your HDB mortgage. If you upgrade to a condo, that could easily double to $3,500 a month. Imagine what you could do with that extra $2,000 every single month. Invest it, save it, or put it towards other financial goals instead of just paying for a roof over your head. So, the real question here isn't just, can you afford a condo? But is the condo upgrade actually worth the trade-offs? For many people, the comfort of a top-range HDB flat might be just as good without the financial strain. Upgrading your home should add to your quality of life, not lock you into a lifestyle of high expenses and limited flexibility. Would you rather have a status upgrade or real financial freedom? Let us know in the comments if you think the condo perks are worth the extra cost, or if you'd rather keep that extra cash flowing into your future goals. Chapter 6. Keeping HDB affordable and the value of public housing. Let's dive into how HDB flats remain an affordable option in Singapore and why public housing can be such a valuable choice. First, there's this idea floating around that HDB flats are unaffordable, mostly because people get overwhelmed by seeing large price tags. But if you break it down, HDB is actually quite affordable in the grand scheme. Imagine you're paying $1 million for a 99-year HDB flat. That sounds huge, right? But averaged over the 99-year lease, it works out to less than $1,000 a month. For the quality of life you get in Singapore, $1,000 a month is a fantastic deal, especially when you consider the nearby amenities, transport links, and vibrant community spaces. The real value in HDB comes when you view it as a home, a place to live well and build memories, rather than purely an investment to flip for profit. For young professionals or new families, buying the best HDB flat you can afford, maybe even a prime unit, and planning to stay in it long-term can be a wise choice. This way, you're not just chasing financial gain, you're living rent-free, building equity, and enjoying the use value of the property for years to come. So, what do you think? Do you see HDB as a comfortable, affordable place to call home? Or are you still tempted by the condo lifestyle? Let us know in the comments. Chapter 7. The Long-Term Strategy. Max out on HDB first. How HDB impacts financial planning for young professionals. When it comes to planning your future home, here's something to consider. For many young professionals, an HDB flat isn't just a stepping stone, it's a smart financial foundation. Often we think about the potential resale profits from HDB as a way to eventually buy private property. But here's the thing. Jumping into a hefty private property mortgage can actually limit your financial flexibility. When too much of your income goes toward mortgage payments, you're left with less freedom for other things, whether that's enjoying life today or setting yourself up for financial success tomorrow. Imagine choosing an affordable HDB flat that doesn't max out your budget. This decision creates a financial safety net that lets you live comfortably without stretching yourself too thin. Instead of pouring every dollar into mortgage payments, you have room to invest, grow your savings, or explore other opportunities that build wealth over time. Picture this. You're in your early 30s with a well-located HDB flat and a manageable mortgage. With lower monthly payments, you have extra cash flow each month. That means funds to invest in stocks, set aside for travel, take courses to upskill, or even build a side hustle. When you're not financially stretched, you gain choices, whether that's investing, planning for a family, or even retiring early. So, what would you rather have? A dream property with a tight budget or a solid home that lets you achieve other life goals? Let us know in the comments. Chapter 8. Investing beyond housing. Liquidity is key. Final advice for working professionals on housing choices. Let's talk about something often overlooked in the housing conversation: liquidity. When you buy property, especially private property, your wealth is essentially locked up in an illiquid asset. That means if you need cash quickly for an emergency or an investment opportunity, it's not as simple as selling a stock or bond. Real estate can take time to sell, and sometimes the market conditions may not even work in your favor. Imagine choosing to buy the best HDB flat within your budget instead. You're able to enjoy the stability of home ownership without maxing out your finances. And with the extra cash flow, you can invest in liquid assets like stocks, bonds, or even REITs, which can grow your wealth over time and keep you financially agile. These liquid investments allow you to tap into your money whenever you need, giving you flexibility that real estate can't match. For young professionals, this balance between a secure home and liquid investments can be a game changer. Instead of locking up all your funds in private property, you're diversifying your wealth-building strategy. Liquid assets not only offer the potential for faster growth, but also give you the freedom to make quick financial decisions as life unfolds. Whether that's seizing an investment opportunity, starting a business, or handling an unexpected expense. So, what would you prefer? A home that provides security, or a combination of housing and investments that keeps you financially nimble? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Conclusion. So, where does this leave us? If you're a young Singaporean considering your first property purchase, remember, the best strategy often balances long-term affordability with financial flexibility. An HDB can offer stability, a comfortable lifestyle, and room to grow your wealth through other investments. Private condos certainly come with perks, and if you can comfortably afford the upgrade, go for it. But keep in mind, condos come with higher costs, not just financially, but also in lifestyle trade-offs. Choosing an HDB within your budget allows you to enjoy the city, invest in other assets, travel, and pursue a life with fewer financial constraints. So, what's your take? Will you opt for an HDB to keep life flexible, or do the condo perks seem worth the stretch? Let me know in the comments below, and let's support each other on this journey to smart homeownership. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more tips on building wealth and achieving financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and remember, your dream home is within reach.